Hi everyone, I got a new frame in the mail today. It's the Martian S220 from Banggood or from RealAcc. It is a lighter version of the popular Martian 2 frame, and Banggood says that the lightness or the weight reduction is achieved by using a different material, a new kind of carbon fiber. So let's take a look at the frame, what it looks like. So, in the box, we get 4 arms, and these look exactly the same as the original Martian 2. You get a top plate and a bottom plate. And again, exact same shape as the Martian 2. Plates feel stiff. The top plate is flexible and it is quite thin. You get landing pads, some nylon standoffs and hardware for mounting your flight controller and your PDB. A flight controller cover. This is good for mounting your receiver on top of it, on top of your stack. You get a bag of hardware. You get a glass fiber piece that goes underneath the power distribution board or the PDB that you get with the frame. So this goes underneath to separate it from the carbon fiber so that you don't get short circuits. And you get 2 side plates for your camera, and you get a little back piece for your camera so that you can use this and the side plates to angle your camera on one of these 3 preset angles. You also get 8 standoffs, purple, and then you get 3 of these. These look pretty much like just regular nuts. These are not serrated, or they don't have this grippy thing like the Martian 2 does, but their purpose is to lift these pieces off the back of the top plate. So it comes, these little tiny spacers come between these 2 plates. And then also you get an XT60 connector. This has the sort of flat type of connectors here, and that's used to mount directly to the PDB. Though I do recommend that you put a piece of silicon wire between it, because if it is direct mounted, if you get a hard hit into the connector, it will break the PDB, break the connector, and possibly fry your system. So it's better to use a piece of thick silicon wire, maybe 12 gauge silicon wire between the PDB and the XT60. Just use whatever gauge that your battery leads are, same gauge for this, that way you're safe. And then finally we have the instruction manual. This is basically the instructions on how to build the standard Martian 2. As you can see in here, it says TCMM Martian 2. This is the exact same manual that you get with the normal Martian. So it appears that this is otherwise the exact same as the normal Martian 2, but as you can see, the material is a bit different. You can see that there's apparently carbon fiber on the top and the bottom, or whichever way that is, and then some other material in the middle. So it's a sandwich. At first I thought it might be glass fiber, but this seems extremely stiff, so I'm not sure if it's glass fiber or something else. Let me get a multimeter so we can check if it is conductive. Nope, not conductive. If I touch the probes together, we get 0, 0, 0. If I touch the top plate, we get pretty close to 0, meaning the top and the bottom is carbon fiber, the middle is something else. Could be glass fiber, kind of like this plate. Just a frame without the side plates and the extra plates that are not mandatory. 107 grams. With the landing pads, still the same. Oh, and the XT60 of course. 112 grams. That is okay, that's quite light. If I add the side plates and the hardware for the top plate, 117 grams. So it is a bit lighter than the original 220, which is about 25 grams heavier. The frame is robust. There's only a little bit of wiggle here because I haven't tightened the screws yet, or the bolts and the nuts. Top plate, after you assemble it, feels sturdy enough. The cut quality is good. I know that, for example, 7 Demo 7 received a frame that had really horrible cuts in it, but this one seems really good. The quality of the carbon fiber of this top lamination, or the top half, or the top layer, is not as good as on the Martian 2. The weave on the Martian 2 is thinner. I'm not sure if you can see the patterns here. This is a lot tighter than this, and in fact it feels a lot different. You can feel there's a layer of resin on top of this, and there isn't on top of this. This is just sort of like bare carbon. I'm pretty sure this will start tearing quite quickly. If you build this frame, I suggest you file the edges of the arms. These are very sharp, and since it is very sharp, it will start cracking or opening up when you crash. But if you file these down with a diamond file, the edge will be rounded, and when you hit something, it's less likely to rip open. Overall, the Martian 2 and the Martian S, in my opinion, is the best starter frame for people getting into the FPV hobby or mini quad hobby. It is very good because you can get pretty much any piece of this frame as a spare part, and it is cheap. This, I believe, was 26 euros, about $29, I guess. If you look closely, you can see that this is not a pure X. It's not an X frame. This is actually longer this way than it is this way. Not by much, but a tiny bit. And if you want to build a stretched X, which is sort of the thing right now, what you can do is turn it sideways, remove the top plate, remove the bottom plate, get a spare PDB, or order these isolating plates that's on in between the arms and the PDB, and use the sand-offs on these bolts. That way you can actually create a stretched X frame that has a pod style centerpiece where you can just build a stack, and then you'll have your FPV camera hanging from the top here. And that's actually what I'm gonna build out of this. So thanks for watching the review on this Martian S220 frame from Banggood. I hope you liked the review and found it useful. If you did, please leave a like, and happy flying. Bye.